right, mic check, mic check. More the Masters podcast, your main, of course. I probably should start with some music, man. It's been a minute. I got a new camera, so let me know if the quality is not good. I had a very, very bad couple of days. I wanted to do some recording, want to do some episodes. The last time I recorded, my camera didn't turn on from there. Look, let's play the music, man. I ain't gonna get into it, man. Mic check, mic check. More the Masters podcast, your main, of course. Let's get it. Let's get it. Mic check, mic check. Soulful.
It was right on the tip of my tongue, and I forgot to say I love you. It was right
Mic check, mic check.
of my tongue.
More than the Masters podcast, your host, main, of course. I forgot to say it. I love you. Play the game, man. Love, loss, wins. You know how that go. Your heart pay the cost, baby. Mic check, mic check. Had the chance. Wasted. Mic check, mic check. I love songs that you could tell it was just made in one take. Like the old 70s type vibe. Like no plugins. Like we're gonna do it from the top and start over again. Ad libs and all. Let's start over from the top. I love it. Mic check, mic check. More the Masters podcast, man. Of course, forgot to say it. First mistake, wondering where to start. Don't wonder where to start. You gotta just start. You're never gonna know when to start. You gotta just do it. It's nothing you need. It's not a tangible thing where to start. You just start and you go from there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mic check, mic check. I don't know who sampled this, but this is a sample somewhere. Tell me, baby. I'm sitting right here, I promise you. Mic check. More than the Masters podcast. Your host, main, of course. It was right there. I almost said it. I didn't say it. I forgot to say it. I meant to say it, but I didn't say it. Yeah. I forgot. Hey, if you're not into soulful music, this ain't for you. I'm sorry. But it's Thanksgiving. My culture is a very soulful culture. Thanksgiving week, that is. Mic check, mic check. Alright, man. I understand, baby. I love you too. Mic check, man. More the Masters podcast, your host, main, of course. That was Brenda and the Tabulations. I don't know if you know about that or not. You know, it's not like one of the biggest groups of the back in the day, but it's a real good group. Right on the tip of my tongue. Man, More the Masters podcast, your host, main, of course. So once again, I got a new camera. I'm trying to see how it's working. I can't really. It's hard because you get so used. Man, it's so funny, man. Life is crazy, ain't it? Yo, life is crazy. You get so used to one thing, and you end up being able to upgrade or whatever, or things happen and you have to get something new. So my camera, and now I have to learn the camera over again. It got to the point where I can come in here, set up, go, and just sit here and go. I knew it was straight. I didn't have to worry about it. Now I'm so worried whether the camera's in focus right now because it's just not the same camera. You know, it's better, but it's not the same camera. But we'll get there. So More than Masters podcast, man. It's been a minute since I recorded. I tried to take some time off, and I gave you guys so much, and it's so little time spent. I felt like I give like 8-9 episodes in the span of 2 weeks that I could have took the rest of the year off. Normally, I take the rest of the year off. Like that's true. I normally take December off. After Thanksgiving, I don't do nothing else. I would take the whole month off. I don't think I'm gonna do that this year. But my reason for not doing it this year is because the ending of last year and then the beginning of this year, I was in a real rough spot and I didn't record as much as I normally do. When I start January, I start hit the ground running. I go off. I don't think I started this time until like October. I mean, February, kinda. I think, or late January. I know I didn't start beginning of the year, so I feel like I owe it to the core audience, the listeners, to just continue to keep putting out content. And honestly, I talk about it, and I don't mean to, ruffle no feathers or say anything bad about anybody, but anybody that's a podcaster, at least in the area I'm around, or that I would consider like, as what quote unquote competition or people I'm up against week in, week out. It's a level of consistency that just everybody don't meet. So even not putting quality content out or putting content out at all, um, I don't I don't I don't feel propelled to do it. It was times where, like, I'll say Slim, for instance, like, it was a time when Slim first started. I felt the way about not putting an episode out because he was so uh, potent, heavy hitting every week, quality content, something new, something that I know the city had never seen. That I felt like if I'm taking a week off would put me back like 10 weeks or 10, I might lose the audience or whatever. So having that balance is always good too. But I think everybody got life happens and life goes on. We had a big hurricane. Some podcasts ain't recovered from that. They just start putting out stuff lately. And then you got the quality might not be up there, might be down here, depending on who it is. So it just a lot of that stuff. It plays into the role of like me actually putting my foot on next and versus not doing it. But you shouldn't do. You shouldn't play to your competition. You should just want to be the best. But I also feel like my goal is quality, not quantity. So when I do drop something, typically I want it to be something of value. I want to be able to open it up and be able to make edits from this year to next year to next year. So I might I got a comment the other day about a 420 interview that we did in 2020, if I'm mistaken. It was like, yo, this is fire. I'm like, yeah, that interview's 4 years old, like a real 4 years old too, because we did that top of the year 2020. And so I like that type of quality. I like the quality where even 420, like he hasn't done another interview with us yet, or with me yet. We setting it up. But even that interview, it's so potent and the quality is so high that he's able to still take that and chop from it because his thoughts are still the same because the question we asked and the answers he gave is just so potent and so of high quality. So definitely shout out to 420, but shout out to everybody that's out there putting out content, man. I'm gonna try to continue putting the content out, and we'll see what happens from there. Um, man, I want to start with this, man. Like, I joke a lot on Facebook. I know. This is the thing. I don't want to be one of them guys that's saying, "Oh, I get paid to post. I get paid to post." I'm gonna post on Facebook whether I get paid for it or not. I happen to get paid, yes, but I'm gonna post whether I was getting $0, 15, 75, 350. It don't matter. I love Facebook, right? Um, and I say it to say this, man. Sometimes I get a knack for, I guess, starting trouble or stirring the pot, stirring drama, which I really don't ever start. I never stirred anything. Anybody ever get like beat up or shot over something I said or did? Not on Facebook. And so I think that's funny, but I laugh a lot, I joke a lot, I wow a lot, right? Here's a nugget for people that don't know me, or that do know me, whatever. Um, I'm one of the people that I can scroll on Facebook all day and disagree with a bunch of stuff, and I don't have to write a dissertation about why you're wrong, even though I might can do it, right? I don't feel propelled to write a dissertation about why you wrong, you wrong, you wrong at all. However, if I don't know you, I really don't care if you're wrong or not. It's just you. I might screenshot, send to my friend, say he's stupid, and call it a day. Another thing I do is this: as I scroll, I might laugh at it. Now, obviously, I know you're not funny, right? You're not a funny guy. You're not a funny woman. But I might laugh at it. And that's to me, the laugh button or the button that everybody else is pressing and I'm pressing something totally different, sometimes just means that I'm just not agreeing with it. And I don't want to I don't want back and forth. I might know you enough to not agree with it and let you know I don't agree with it. But my version of doing it is laughing. So I'm gonna laugh at I'm gonna hi, I'm gonna wow it. You know what I'm saying? Because wow, you really said that? Wow, you really think that? I'm gonna laugh at it. But naturally, that's what I laugh at stuff. Or I'm wilding it because I'm like, wow, you? Like, you might see a post about people being outside when they was younger and da da da. I'm like, oh, why are you sharing that? Because you wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But either way, like, it's never malice behind it. It's always just fun and games. It's social media. I feel like nothing on social media, unless it depends. Unless you live your life, like your whole life really, really, truly, it revolves around social media, meaning like You because waking up and sleeping Facebook is not meaning it's your whole life because it's a bunch of people that wake up, don't brush their teeth, don't wash their face, don't wash their ass, don't even touch the lotion, hand sanitizer, nothing. And they wake up and they get their phone, go right on Facebook. But they just do that because it's a habit. When I say you live social media, it's like you telling us your everything all the time, your business. You went to the supermarket, like you posting like 50, 60 times a day, just giving us your whole rundown. That's somebody living and dying and breathing social media to me because you giving too much information every day. And then if you're one of those people, then that's different. But if you're not, I really view you differently. You know what I'm saying? I think certain opinions, depending on what kind of lifestyle you live into. I know like living, if I know you from being a street guy and I think you posting on there and you talking about stuff that you probably shouldn't talk about on Facebook, I'm gonna kind of judge you a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I also like, cause I'm not a street guy, I can't give you rules to your game. You know what I'm saying? Even if I know the rules, I can't give you rules to your game. Um, Speaking of rules to the game though, I wanted to talk about this just briefly. I don't know how we define, this outside thing, how we supposed to define it. But from my understanding, and I want anybody to, this could be a me, this could be a real. How do you define when somebody say, "Oh, I'm outside" or "I was outside"? Right? From the male's point of view, I'm talking about, outside. I'm thinking illegal activities. I'm thinking maybe scamming, maybe hustling, maybe robbing, maybe stealing. I'm thinking doing things you got no business doing. I'm thinking maybe out past curfew, hanging people that's not the right crowd, hanging out in a different age bracket than you're supposed to be in, doing grown things where you should be doing young boy things. That's what I think about when I think of outside from a male point of view. From a female point of view, I'm not a female. I just think you single and you free to whatever. Right? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't know. But when I think about that, and I think about sometimes people talking about necessarily being outside and doing it. It's the thing, right? I got two girls, and I'm 34. Relax. I have no desire to talk about being outside. I have no desire to be outside. I have no desire to be seen as someone who is, ever have been outside. Like, I don't care about that. And I don't know if other guys do. I just know I don't. It's not cool to me, right? I do care about having money in my pocket, a bank account, and able to take care of my kids and do things that they want to do comfortably. I do like that. Whatever that is, I want to be part of that. We need a definition for that. I think it's called successful. I don't know. But I say that because I see the talks of that being talked about a lot about somebody being outside, not being outside. You wasn't. I never wanted to be there. And even if I was there, you won't hear from me. I don't care. It's just I think we care about the wrong things a lot of times, especially people who have who grown up or who life has forced you to grow up. Whether you got kids, whether you've had you lost family members, you had to take on other responsibilities. For some of us, that started at 10, 11, 12 years old, 6, 7, whatever, right? For some, it never came. You just been outside all your life. Kudos to you. Congratulations. You're going to clap it up for you real quick. Yeah, for real. Been outside since they was 12. What's up? It depends on who you are and what you care about. But for the amount of people I've seen talk about that, about being outside, about, bragging about what they do or don't do, have done, uh, it's just very strange to me because, like I said, we got kids now, responsibilities. Even if you don't have kids, you're with somebody who probably got kids, and for whatever reason, that person thinks that you're supposed to be a role model to their kid. You got nephews. If you don't have kids, your siblings got kids, so your uncle or auntie. It's just certain things I feel like we spend a lot of time on bragging about and talking about versus teaching, training, and learning and conditioning. Um, the youth or people under us that look up to us to know what's important. And I think being younger, I always thought, the uncles and the aunties, that weren't quote unquote these outside esque, people. I used to think like, okay, why are you telling me this for? You know nothing about this. But in hindsight, it's wisdom. It's a level of wisdom that they do have or have had all their life, which is why you don't view them or you don't see them as an outside esque or outside material because they were smart. They made better choices. A lot of times being outside It's more so about the choices you make than about the environment you in. And sometimes it's both. But it's a lot about the choices you make. You know, it's somebody that was raised in the projects and wasn't outside. They had choice, or they had good parenting. Either one, like they had structure. They had a certain level of expertise in their upbringing. You know, their parents had a certain level of uh, I don't know, like the sternness, strictness, whatever. And they weren't outside. So it's not always about environment as much as it's about choice. But just talking about it at 35, 36, 37 is really insane. Or bragging about being a certain way at 29, 28, it's just insane to me. Um, it's a meme going around talking about you know, people like to talk about outside now or whatever, but we did that when we was younger. I'm not even bragging about doing it when you're younger. Like I think I think even that's I was on the phone with Slim the other day and we were talking about something and I was telling him, you know, I sat my daughter down and we watched Juice. And the reason why I love Juice first, I love the movie Juice. That's my favorite movie of all time. But the reason why I sat her down to watch it is because he was having a conversation, and it lasted about 45 minutes. And I tried to talk around a lot of things because how my daughter views me. That's my oldest daughter, both of them. But my oldest daughter, how she views me is super important to me, right? So I have to make sure that the picture I'm giving her is worth her feeling the way she feels about me. And so I was telling her, I said, I made some choices. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a saint. However, anybody could have made those same choices or different ones. It just depends on, what you're around. I said sometimes you grow up and you have these false narratives and false rules of whatever engagement you in that you gotta do this or you gotta do that. I'm telling her rules like, I got friends. We go to another neighborhood and somebody bothers them, you gotta help. You can't come back to the neighborhood and not have helped. That can put you in tough situations. So a lot of the choices you make is based on like how you were brought up, the rules of where you at, your surroundings, and then the choices you make of the people you choose to hang around. So I told her, I said, I want you to watch Juice because I want you to see, especially in the city, the a common couple of days, and how it can start out one way and just end another way in a matter of a week and some change. I said in 10 days, so much can happen. No pun intended. Jesus Christ. But in 10 days, so much can happen. And even in Juice, you watch it like they having fun. They kids, they just cutting school, just BSing, doing regular low level stuff, and it quickly escalates to okay, you see a robbery, okay, that person get killed. They didn't think okay, let's not do this. They went to go rob a store. He got a whole DJ competition. They lead that to go rob the store. Right after they rob the store, the leader of the pack gets killed because somebody's greedy with a gun. Boom, just that quick. And I told her it can happen to anybody every day in all walks of life. And I wanted to show him like that's why you gotta make the better decisions. The better decision would have been him saying, "Hey, look, I'm not coming with y'all. I got my DJ competition." Going to school would have been a better decision. Let's start there, right? Not cutting school was a better decision. It was just so many different decisions each one of those guys could have made, and it was cruel to not have that movie ended how it ended, or some events happen how it happened. But I was trying to tell her like it's like that. It's very quickly. Like the Q didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. You down or what? Yeah, I'm down. Why? Because it's peer pressure from your peers saying, "Oh, you scared? Okay, now I'm going." It can happen to anybody. But anyway, I'm sorry, I get in a tangent. But I was talking to Brooke and I was telling her these things and just trying to tell her like that's why I got in trouble here. That's why this happened. That's why that happened. That's why I move like this. That's why I do that. This is why you don't see me around the body, but y'all. That's the decision I make. I got two girls. I don't want to put my future with them in nobody else's hands. I'm cool with whatever happens, I'm going to be there. So I hang with my daughters. If you see me at a game, you see me out. If you ever see me out, it's always with a woman. If it was my mother, if it was my mom, it was my girl, it was my daughter, sorry, my brother maybe. You never really see me out with a entourage. I've never done that for those reasons. Like I'm cool. I'm cool by myself, 100%. I'm always right, so I'm good. And that's for that. I just don't like the outside talk. I think the outside talk is corny to me. I think the whole macho talk is corny to me. Like if you're a man, you demand respect, you demand respect. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you're not gonna get it by proving to me you outside or that trying to get me to believe that you're one way. Like you being that way has zero to do with me respecting you. Take care of your kids. Act your age. You get my respect, man. Be a man. That's all. Um, I went on a whole rampage, man. I'm sorry. The last podcast I had, I talked about the art a lot too, and somebody had said, I should have had a count button. I should have had a count button for the amount of times I said art, and so I'm going to try to challenge myself to not say that word so much no more. But I want to have a bunch of words that can take the spot of that. I thought I screenshotted it, but I guess I didn't. But I'm gonna start saying skill. Like it's a skill to a lot of things we do. So I talked earlier about you know the fact that it's not a lot of people putting out the same kind of content or podcasts and whatever from the hurricane, and just the message is a little different. And I think quality is a big deal. I hit somebody up today, and it, to me, when I talk about the approach and how I approach this stuff, even in the sense of when I hit somebody up, even that's a skill I use to. I hit them up, say, yo, boom, boom, boom. I'm such and such. Hey, when you're ready, let me know. I want you on a podcast. And sometimes the responses I get be amazing. I hit somebody up today and I told him that, and he was like, yo, word, I was gonna hit you by coming on, da da da. I love that. Like, I love that because what it tells me is that it's someone already. He or she sees the content, see what kind of content it is, know they fit the description. So when we do link up, it's not like a odd. I have to pull. They know exactly what kind of quality I'm bringing. And sometimes I love when they say, "Oh, I got a story to tell. I got that." I love it because you already know what type of podcast I am, what kind of episode you're gonna have. It's not just like fun and game jokes. It's seriousness. It's a level of learning that I want somebody to take from this episode. And so I do be liking that a lot. Like I like the reception I get when I do tell somebody, yo, I want you on a pod. Even the people that don't like publicly speak, oh my God, what am I talk about? I like that too, cause like, let me do my job, man. Like, you don't know who I am. Clap it up for me. Let me do my job, like, cause I don't know. Like, I really sit back and really analyze stuff people post. I'm watching them for months at a time, and I'm like, I like that. Okay, and that person said that. I go to my screenshots. Like, I'm a screen. Yo, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. If you post something dumb, something I feel like you shouldn't post, that it don't relate to you at all, and I'm like, whoa, are we having identity issues here? Something I know you're gonna take down in the next 5 minutes. I'm screen recording it. I'm screenshotting it. That's just me. I'm a screen shooter. All right? I'm sorry. I'm a screen shooter. That's just what I do. That's how I keep a lot of my notes. And it's funny to me. I like to take a picture of stuff and send it to the group of people or person, whatever that I talk to, that I feel comfortable talking about you to that person. I'll send it. Boom. And it started a whole conversation. I love it. It started a whole conversation just because you posted something dumb. I love it. It's amazing. You can't really beat that. But all that, cause like I don't do the social media drama. I don't do the social media wars. And like even when I posted something the other day, people was talking about the Lisa Ray post. So I shared something about it, like, and for me, I look at it like this. It's not so much that it's a post delete thing. I'm not arguing with nobody, right? The minute I post something and someone decides to give me a couple of sentences, which is insane, but it's insane if you know who I am. A couple of sentences telling me that they disagree or whatever, like, I got about 3 responses for you every time. Nah, that's facts. That's facts. Nah, for real. That's it. Like I don't be I don't be doing the back and forth at all. Like it's just not my thing, man. It's not my thing. I'm not crazy about back and forth. And then I feel like social media, I'm here for jokes and playing. I'm all for it in a joking sense. I'm all for talking in a sense of like us gaining some kind of knowledge. But I think too often it comes down to like people, like me versus you. I ain't trying to do that. Like I'm not trying to be versus anybody on social media. I'm really there for a good time, and that's it. Like I'm not there for nothing else. I like to joke. I don't mind learning in general. I think in general, um, a lot of like I know that people say, "Oh, the black woman is a least respected or least valued person on earth." And whereas I agree to the most to an extent, I do feel like just people in general, men, women, white, black, whatever, I think a lot of times decisions we make for ourselves, um, we devalue our value with our decisions every day. It's not about whether somebody else treated you wrong or this person treated you this way. It's about you knowing it and then what you do from there. And I think a lot of time what you do from there, like that decision making right there, is what be placing that devalue on you, and not necessarily devaluing you, but you doing it to yourself. It's like a self inflicted um, devaluation. I guess that's a word. It's self inflicted, and I feel like a lot of times, we got people who will have these dissertations and want to talk about men didn't do this, or men need to do this, or nowadays women do this. Nowadays, it's all about your choices. Like it's just that simple. It's the choices you make. Because the choices you make can really have whether it's the value of how you look, whether it's just like uh face value, or like you up here, or you like you down here, and about you telling your business. A lot of times people talk, they tell their business, they do this, they do that, or they allow people to play with them sometimes too. Like for example, I can tell you right now, for me, right? Um, I feel like I don't care how much I adore somebody, I love somebody, I'm into somebody. It wouldn't matter to me, right? I've looked at myself in the mirror and told myself already, like, look, regardless of what, you're not somebody who is going to be saved for later, right? So I already put my value somewhere, whether let's just say safe later is here. I don't put my value above that already. Like my value is here. So it's people you can save for later. You can do whatever and you can come back. I'll get you later. I'm ready for you now. You can do that. I've already told myself I'm not that guy. Like I'm not the guy that you're gonna just do whatever you want to do and then, whenever you're ready to, no, it's not me. And that's fine if that's somebody else. And I feel like as women, men, whatever, as people, even take relations out of it, whatever it is, disrespect. I'm not gonna take disrespect. Anybody already know that. I'm not a person that's gonna tolerate disrespect, whether no matter money gonna allow me to tolerate disrespect. The way my brain and my facial expressions and my mouth, oh my God, the way it's all wired together, I couldn't even tolerate disrespect at all. The littlest, because I'm gonna have to address it. And that becomes bigger than what it's supposed to be. And I think people in general, we can all learn from that as far as like telling ourselves what we should and shouldn't allow, making better choices. And I think that is where you kind of put your value, because the value is where you put it at. Nobody else should determine your value. Your choices determine, what you allow your value to look like. But nobody else determines your value. You determine your value. So I've already told myself, it's this, is this, is this, is this. I would give advice to anybody that need advice on the value pieces. Put 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 that out in the atmosphere. I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this. This is what I want. This is what I want, and you go from there. And if that's what this Ray was saying, hey, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. I don't think it apply to everybody, but that's neither here nor there in my business. But definitely, like when it comes to your self respect and your value, don't play with them people. Nobody play with you, man. Nobody play with that value. Trust me. But hopefully everything look good. I'm gonna try to stop here and go from there. But let me know what you think about the podcast, what you think about the episode, what you think about the quality, if the quality is good. I feel so anxious recording. This is insane. Mic check, we out.